Okay, it is the morning and I have decided that I'm going to go and look for Tommy again. And I do want to see Tommy, and I also think it's just like a good little mission for me, like it makes a purpose of the walk, because I never liked just walking aimlessly. But I did end up walking aimlessly. Well, for its own purpose. But what I can't stand is walking. Like my mum used to live near the beach, and she would go for a walk on the beach every evening. And if I went to stay with her, we'd go for a walk. But she'd just go on. Well, this is the problem with beaches, right? You can't walk the whole way around the beach in a circuit because it's New Zealand and some guy from Canada did that, and it took him like several years. But you have to walk in my direction, and then you have to stop at some random point and walk back, and that is deeply, deeply psychologically unnerving for me. Anyway, so I like to have a circuit. Anyway, I think looking for Tommy is a really good vehicle for scaffolding of just if I think I need to get over. Yeah, I think I need to do a bit of trauma, flood therapy on myself, because I don't want this anxiety. I don't want this anxiety to be entrenched. I'm not living with anxiety. I refuse. I'm not an anxious person. Everyone thinks I'm anxious. I'm not an anxious person, and I don't fucking fuck me if I'm gonna suddenly start proving them right. I'm not. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fucking get over. I'm gonna get over it. I'm in the suburb that I loved living in. That was my home. That I didn't want to leave. That I was desperately grieving over, and that is making me terrified to be in again because of what happened to me here. And I'm allowed in St Albans just like my abusers are allowed in St Albans. I'm not going to go to see my abusers. The police think I want to go and see these fucking criminals. But, I'm allowed in my fucking neighbourhood, and, one of the things I miss the most, being tossed around from place to place to place. And as much as I like Lilo, there was nowhere to fucking walk, and you could see from my Tommy video yesterday that these beautiful leafy streets. And I actually really want to, Google photos, which I have, as well as, my iCard photos, they'll give you these memories. So, oh my god, thank you for fucking triggering my trauma. But I actually think that I need to really celebrate those beautiful photos that I took at St Albans when I first arrived and I was exploring. And I think I really need to make a sort of a montagey thing of those and post them and really not get triggered by them, but just see, that beauty is still there. And it's not, St Albans doesn't mean name of abuser or name of other abuser, and it doesn't mean the cops. St Albans was my home, and it's some of it's a bit of a bit dumpy, and some of it's just completely beautiful. So I think that's a good project for me to do while I'm here. I was placed here, I think, for a reason, maybe a bit of a spiritual reason or something. I do believe in that kind of. I do believe in that kind of stuff, despite being, or I was going to say, despite being devoted to science and logic and stuff. I don't necessarily think that those things are incompatible. I think that, science is not a collection of facts, as people say, as the famous quote goes, science is not a collection of facts, it's a method by which to discern, you know, reveal truths about reality in the natural world. And I think there's lots of things that have not yet been discovered, and I feel that it's not like there are loads and loads of places that MSD emergency housing is most populous in, but you know, I think I'm in St Albans, Edgware region, because of more than that, you know. I think I'm going to make peace with this place. It's very confusing indeed, and I just need to unconfuse it for myself. And I don't know what time it is because I've been sitting in bed for a bit. I always do like my admin in bed and stuff. When I quit smoking, which has been over 3 years now, maybe 3.5 years, when I quit smoking, because what used to get me out of bed was cigarettes and coffee. You know, that's, I think, every smoker, virtually every smoker, there's a few smokers who don't smoke first thing in the morning, but virtually every real smoker will, like, you know, it's like an evangelista saying she wouldn't get out of bed for $10,000 or whatever, which was you know, like, she was being a bit facetious, but it's like, you know, every smoker won't get out of bed without a cigarette, you know. A cigarette would literally just get me out of fucking bed, you know, because I would never smoke in bed, even when I smoked inside, and then when I stopped smoking inside, you know, I'd have to go outside, and it was actually quite a nice way to start the day, sitting outside having a coffee and a cigarette. And I don't ever do that anymore, and so what I do now is I just sit in bed and I have coffee and I do admin instead. I think probably a more healthy thing to do would be to what I used to do, is go outside and have my coffee. But what I do is I sit in bed, and I'm not in bed because I'm sleeping, and I'm not in bed because I'm being lazy. I'm like doing admin and stuff, having coffee, breakfast, like it's like my little office thing. Especially like when you don't, I've moved around so much that you just don't always get somewhere to really have a proper workspace. I do want to show, I've tidied up a bit yesterday, because they're a constant thing. My fucking white whale is my fucking stuff, and I'm really, really, really traumatically triggered by it. And there's a very, very good and very, very obvious, completely understandable reason for that, is because I had to move out of my flat in Wellington, and well, it's a bit more complicated than this, but essentially I was given 3 days, and when you're in a stress breakdown already because you've been bullied to a clinical breakdown by your slumlord, then you've got to move out in fucking 3 days, and you've got to pack. Like, can you imagine doing that? And then I moved to Christchurch. So I had a lot of stuff to deal with, and it was paralysing, and I was having panic attacks, and I didn't know what panic attacks because I didn't feel anxiety, so I thought I was having heart attacks and stuff, and it was just, anyway, I wasn't feeling anxiety, but I was feeling fucking trauma and extreme crushing stress. And I really do wish more people would understand the difference between what anxiety feels like and what stress feels like. It doesn't matter that they can often come together, that's not the point. Fucking bananas and fucking morello cherries come together quite a lot. That isn't, like in those stupid fruit salads, it doesn't mean that they're the same thing, or that they're inseparable, or that they're intrinsically related. They're not. And so what various criminals in my life have done to me is had put me in that same position, and then I'm just dragging the stuff around with me because I get it back at very inconvenient times when I'm in emergency housing, or if I can, fucking backpackers, for fuck's sake, you know, like, and, you know, as I've said previously, it's like these nightmares I used to have where, way before any of this happened, I just used to have these random nightmares where I was just like carrying bags and bags and bags and bags and bags, and I could not get them all on the bus, and, you know, and like, and this has been stuff that's been happening to me lately. It was like, fuck, my stuff is, and you can go, okay, we'll just walk away from your stuff. Well, that's the solution in the moment, and then open up a whole lot of other problems, like, no, I don't have any of my stuff, and no, my stuff isn't organised, and that brings me right back to the fucking circular problem, is that I've got to sort my stuff out so I know what is my skeleton kit and what is can go into my second storage unit. I'm paying a fucking fortune for storage units. I pay $6 a month, so that's $15. No, I pay $60 a week. I pay $60 a week in storage. Yeah, and WINZ doesn't count that as an accommodation cost. I strongly disagree when you are homeless and moving around all the time and you can't have the stuff in a backpackers. I strongly disagree. It's not a living expense, because I cannot fit everything that I need to live in a fucking backpackers fucking top bunk. I'm sorry, I can't, even with a locker. Like, you've got to have like stuff, like I've got some of my medications stored in my in one of my more local storage unit. Like, I need changes of clothes. Like, I've got clothes for court that I don't need with me at the moment. Like, it's like a big suitcase. Like, I'm going to make quite a strong case to WINZ that this is, I don't have storage space like a normal person. I don't even have a, you know, I don't even have a fucking bed sit. Like, motels are like bed sits, but you can't just move all your fucking stuff in, because then you don't know. I mean, the longest the emergency housing sort of contract lasts is 3 weeks. Now, that may be renewed, but you don't know it's going to be renewed. So I can't walk out of here with fucking 2 suitcases and a backpack and 2 shopping bags, and, you know, like I've done so many times, and basically just collapsed, physically and mentally just fucking collapsed. So it is, yeah, it's my fucking white whale, and it's not my Everest, it's my fucking white whale. It's my Moby fucking dick, you know, like. So I did a bit of a tidy up yesterday, which was reasonably successful, and it's just to get things into the state that I can then kind of like put blinkers on and just sort one thing at a time. And then I've got to get myself out to my storage unit and take the things that I really don't need with me. And I have, out of a sense of kind of fear, but not paranoia, I've been collecting some sort of outdoor stuff, emergency supplies and stuff, and that's going to be in one bag. Now, that's the kind of kit that I would have wanted when hospital kicked me out at 11:30 at night to sleep at a bus stop. That's the kind of kit that I would have wanted then, except I didn't even think about it, but I don't know how I would have got to fucking, I don't know how I would have got there. So actually what I would have done is I would have put some cash in my storage unit too, so at least if I take a taxi, I can go, it's in my storage unit. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I can at least get some stuff to, like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, so it's those things that I've got to, you know, take back, and then I've, like, bought little bits of homewares for every place that I've moved into, and sometimes I get rid of them, and sometimes it's like, oh no, they're so pretty. I don't want to show where I am, because, yeah, I really don't, but it's like you know, motels always, this is a really beautiful motel, but motels always have, I don't know, there's like the motel kind of, like, people buy stuff to fit out a motel from the motel shop, but no one would ever like use it themselves. So, you know, like, the mugs are actually okay, but I'm very picky about mugs. This is not the right mug for me, but fucking check this baby out. And that was $2. And it's William Morris, obviously, called Strawberry Thief. Anyway, I mean, I keep buying things that are just like slightly better for me, and then I'm like, with the idea of ditching them, just walking away, and then I'm like, I can't walk away from this. I cannot walk away from this. So then I have to go and put them in the storage, and then I go into a new place, and then I've got to buy more stuff, and it's like, okay, I've got to like sort something out here. But anyway, that's what the situation I'm in. So I really want to get out to my storage unit, and it's not that difficult, but it is difficult. Because storage units are always in a kind of industrial area, and it's not the easiest place to get to, and it's 2 buses, and it's, you know, a bit of a walk, and it's crossing a massive fucking highway and all this stuff. So, you know, it's not nothing. And yeah, the reason I went to the op shop yesterday in corner of Sherborne and Edgware Road, which happens to be where fucking Voldemort is because I was, yeah, I mean, when I got home from the Tommy thing, like, I took some extra, because I took an extra clonazepam before I went out on the Tommy walk, and then to come back to recover, like, I was just like, yeah, I was pretty flattened for quite a while. Yeah, I couldn't even, like, what stress does is it makes me very sleepy, and it makes me completely paralysed. And so it's not healthy stress, which is motivating, it's completely paralysing. And so, even though I have Ritalin, and yeah, even though Ritalin calms my nervous system down and it cured my insomnia, I do get, you know, that initial boost from it, like, you know, when it takes effect, I do get a sort of like a, you know, a central nervous system boost that does promote some energy that's, you know, even if I didn't have ADHD and it had the speedy effect on me, that's not the cure for my paralysis. The cure for my paralysis is benzos. So I had to take more benzos, and then once that calms down, then I can actually start moving again. It's just like looking at Medusa, you know, stress is like looking Medusa in the face and just being turned to stone. And then benzodiazepines just turn me into a you know, a human again, you know. And so I had to take more of that, and it's bad, like, and as I said, you know, what these human demons have been doing to me, I'm just so angry, like, getting off benzos and sleeping pills, if I ever get the opportunity to, is, like, how dare they, like, people have to go into serious fucking rehab for this kind of stuff. And it's not about being addicted, it's about having a physical dependency on it, right? Where you're going through hellish physical symptoms. Yeah, so anyway, whatever. But I just lay in bed for a while and was like, okay, I am going to, because I just had to lie in bed like fucking, you know, it was like I'd been anaesthetised, paralysed. I was just lying there in bed going, oh, I've got to wait for the benzo to kick in, and then it kicked in, and I could finally start to feel this kind of life coming back, and I'm like, okay, I've got to go on my mission, because I have got to buy soy milk, I have got to buy coffee, I've got to buy tomatoes, and I can do that locally, but you know, I've got $7 left. And you add about 25% onto anything locally, whereas like if I go to Northlands or Westfield supermarket, I can probably get all of that for $7. At least I can get soy milk and coffee. Did not help that, you know what I really wanted to do is get a bottom sheet, because I have to have a bottom sheet. I did get a bottom sheet, and I ended up like just buying so much other stuff. And that's on me. I don't regret it. I got cool stuff. But today I'm getting back on the horse, and I am going to go to the supermarket. I'm going to get on the bus and go to the fucking goddamn supermarket, but I'm going to go and I'm going to do my Tommy walk first. I'm going to do it. It is 11:25. So I do a little Tommy walk, come back, quiver, go to the shop. Okay.